What's up, y'all? We back at it, man. X-Men 97 is back with season 2, and this shit hit hard. So I'm going to break down each episode. Timestamps will be in the description, so if you want to see episode 2 or 1 or 3 or any particular order, you can go click in the description. But yo, it's crazy how this shit still hits. I want to say this theme song came out, what was it, 30 years ago? And the shit still hit damn near 30 years ago. It still hits, man. We gotta listen to it for the one time. Yo, this shit still hit after all this time. This shit still hit. It just take me back to my childhood, yo. Hey, if you know, you know. Oh man, this shit just it's just one of those things, man. The theme song is just one of those things. So we about to talk about each episode. I will say, episode 1 is my favorite. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Episode 1 was my favorite. Then I probably would say episode 3. Then 2 would be my least favorite. But 2 was a good ass episode, especially the way they did the intro for the second episode. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But the first episode, that shit was so good. Honestly, they could have just let this premiere on its own. I love the fact they gave us 3 episodes, but this first episode was so damn good. It didn't even need the follow-ups. Usually when a series does like multiple episodes at one time, it's because they feel like that first episode isn't enough to grab the attention of the audience to like bring them in. But in my opinion, this first episode was like a movie. It was what, 30 minutes long? Let me see. Yeah, 31 minutes long, and it felt like a damn movie. Like I was watching this like, yo, damn. I don't even need episode 2 and 3. Like that's just how good this first episode was, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe it's just me who feels like that, but I just thought this first episode was really damn good. And you have it where it pretty much takes off with Forge and Cable. They're about to go back in time to try to rescue the X-Men. You have it where I said Forge and Cable. My bad. Bishop and Cable. I'm tripping again. I'm fucking up, man. Bishop and Forge, but of course you got it. With Bishop is my bad. I'm a little ant, man. This shit was a good ass episode. But Bishop is going to the past, and you have it where Forge is going to the future. They're going to retrieve the X-Men, and you have it where Forge. It focused on Forge, where he actually goes to the future, and he's trying to retrieve the X-Men. And you have it where he runs into some of Apocalypse men. And I love how I was never the biggest Forge you know what I'm saying, fan. I know he's supposed to be even smarter than Tony Stark, and that's his mutant power, his brain. But I wasn't never the real big fan of Forge. But I will say the way he was in this episode, how he just starts like blasting, shooting right away, pulled out the guns, and he's just like, "Yo, fuck it, let's get it, let's do this shit." Like he just starts shooting right away. I will say that was pretty damn dope. Like he just let's get him cracking. And he just starts shooting. He was like, yo, surrender, and you could stay alive. He's just like, yo, that's not an option. And he just starts blasting his guns. And I thought that was a dope moment. I thought that, but even better than that, man, seeing Wolverine show up with his bone claws. And I want y'all to keep in mind, when it comes to Wolverine and his bone claws, some people may look at that as the weaker version because he doesn't have, that indestructible metal and adamantium within his body. But a lot of people, myself included, think this is the strongest version of Wolverine because his healing factor is to the max. Not only that, he's a lot lighter, so he's able to move a lot faster, which is amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to me, I feel like that's what make Wolverine him. His ability to move fast and heal. You know what I'm saying? When he got the metal in his body, his healing factor is there, but it's also focusing on, healing him from the metal that's in his body, because it's a foreign substance. It's like poison to him. So I don't know, man. For me, I really like this right here. I just really like how they had Wolverine. Like, look at this shit, man. And pay attention. Like, when it comes to Wolverine, I love the fact that they included this small detail in the episode where, like, as he's using his claws against these machines, they're breaking. They show brief moments of him screaming in pain from his nails, his claws breaking, and then they're like, he'll retract them, and then they'll regrow, and he'll extend them again. Like, look at this scene right here. Like, you can see his claws getting longer. Like, I don't know. I just thought this was a dope ass moment. But you have it where Forge, he meets up with the X-Men. He's telling them like, "Yo, we need to get y'all back to the '90s." And you have it where Cyclops and Jean, they don't really want to go back because they ran into their son. You know what I'm saying? They ran into Cable, and they want to stay with their son because they felt like they abandoned him. They said, well, maybe we could even take our son back with us to the '90s. And you have it where Forge is telling them like, yo, you guys don't want to change the future, like change the timeline. Like, if you do that, things will change. Like, yo, this is something we're not supposed to be interfering with. And you have it where Scott and Jean, of course, they go against everything and they grab their kid and they run off. You have it where this lady right here, she pretty much predicted the future, that, Cable would be the one who stops Apocalypse and free everyone, from his tyranny. Now, I don't know why, but for some odd reason, I want to say this is Jean, a future version of Jean. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm just getting that vibes because there's a moment where she's talking to Storm, you know what I'm saying? And it feels as if they show like the phoenix within her eyes. Now I don't know if it's more so because it was like a flashback, or she was like telling a story, or if the phoenix is really within her. That's why I feel like it's Jean, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it's not Jean because she said she was the one who brought the X-Men to to the future because she seen that they were about to die. And if they were about to die, that means Jean was about to die, which Jean would have never became this lady. So I don't know, but maybe I'm overthinking it. Someone can let me know in the comments. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's Jean. But you have it where Cyclops, Cable and Jean, they sneak off. They end up getting captured by Apocalypse and new four horsemen, which I don't think the horsemen are pretty. I don't know. They feel kind of weak in comparison to all the horsemen I've seen in the past. But you have it where the X-Men are going to try to rescue them from Apocalypse. But here's the scene right here. Like, she's talking, and it looks as if she's using the power of the Phoenix right here. But you have it where she tells Storm that she has the ability to create a cosmic storm, and they could use that storm to power the ship to get to where Jean, Cable, and Cyclops are being held captive at. And in case you don't know, the cosmic storm is the thing that gave the Fantastic Four their powers. So I don't know, man. Y'all can let me know about that. But you have it where you get this amazing moment where they're trying to break free, Cyclops and his family. And it's crazy to me with how amazing they made Cyclops in this series. Like, I always thought Cyclops was pretty cool in the animated series, but then after watching him in the movies, it kind of took away from his character. But then you got the show. '97 is just bringing him back with a vengeance, man. Like, the way he's fighting in this episode, it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. We about to get to a clip. I'm just gonna show y'all the quick scene of you know what I'm saying, of Storm creating this cosmic energy to power the ship up. You see her commanding the power of the sun and everything. She's commanding all this power, and she's using it to power up the ship. I thought this was an amazing moment as well. Like I said, this episode felt like a movie in 30 minutes. Like, the pacing and everything was just perfect. It was just really damn good. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I've been talking about this episode for a long ass time. But yeah, you have it where she powers the ship up, and you have this moment right here where they go to Scott and them facing off against the enemies. And like I said, like, the way they did Cyclops, the way he moving in this shit, it's insane to me, man. It's crazy. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. That shit was crazy as hell, man. But you have it where they pretty much they beat Apocalypse, men, and you have it where Apocalypse. I don't know why he just reminds me of Megatron from was it Beast Wars, when he went back to Cybertron and they took over the planet. He took over the planet and they had the animal transformation. That's who he remind me of right there. But anyway, you have it where Apocalypse says, "I'm gonna go beat the X-Men where they're most vulnerable, the '90s," and he teleports and flee through time. You have it where Cable is forced to stay. He sends his parents back because he's like, yo, he wants to make everything right. He has to be the leader, even though he doesn't want his parents to go. He has to send them back, and so he sends his parents back, and that's how the episode ends. But we're about to go into the next episode right here. So yeah, we get this brand new intro. This shit look clean as hell too. Like it's not the X Jack back there, but it's cables playing. You got you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Hotspot? I don't know if it's a Hotspot, Hotspot. I can't remember his name. And then you got Archangel. Yo, hey, I remember I had an Archangel toy as a kid. Hey, that shit was the shit. But anyway, you got it where pretty much we get this new intro. I gotta let it rock a little bit. I gotta let it rock. I'm sorry. Hey yo, that shit. That shit cold. I'm sorry. That shit cold. I gotta admit. Hey yo. Oh man. And then they do all the names. I rock with Jubilee new fit. I ain't never been the biggest Jubilee fan, but I rock with the fit. And then I just like how at the end of the intro, you have it where let me see. At the end of the intro, you have it where it shows it shows them facing off against X Force. I don't know why I thought this right here, this part right here, was just a really nice touch. I don't know why. I thought it was nice, man. When a series take the time out to do shit like this, it was just pretty amazing. And they add the 97 to the end. It was a nice touch. So pretty much in this episode, you have it where X Force, Cable, is trying to recruit people to help him in his struggle, in his battle to stop Apocalypse. You have it where he has Psylocke with him. I don't know why I want to call this dude hot. Is it Hotspot? Whatever. They got him with them, Jubilee, Archangel. You got them working together, and they're tracking down War, which is one of the horsemen of Apocalypse. This guy right here, and you have it this cold ass scene right here where they were able to extract the information they needed from War using Psylocke's abilities. And you have it where Cable gives Archangel the weapon. This is probably the coldest part in this whole episode. And you have it where he hands him the gun. Jubilee tries to stop him, like, yo, you can't just kill this guy. That's not something Charles would do. Jubilee's against it. And then Archangel says, like, yo, he's a slave to Apocalypse. Like, there's no coming back. Once you work for him, there's no coming back from that. Jubilee explains, like, yo, well, you was once under his control and you were able to be free. He said that was thanks to Rogue. Rogue isn't here. I can't, you know what I'm saying? There's no way to bring him back. The best we can do is, take him out. He was like, yo, this isn't, you know what I'm saying? Don't look at this as being cruel. The cruelty would be allowing him to stay under Apocalypse control. And so you have this scene where, that they take this dude out. The scene, it was crazy. Like, they kind of like really didn't show it, but they hint to it. They showed the gun, like as you can see right here. I don't know, maybe it would have been too extreme to show, but hey, I would have been down for it. And then you just see the body like laying on the ground. Like, this was this was crazy. Of course, Jubilee is like, yo, that's not what Charles and them would do. That's not what the X-Men would do. And Cable says a valid point. And look where it got them. Because at this point in time, they all believe the X-Men are dead because of what took place at the end of the last season. As you can see, they actually took down War. You have it where they go to see Emma Frost, and as they're seeing Emma Frost, you actually have it where they got betrayed by Emma Frost. They had to face off against the X Force. I mean X Factor, and because of that, they pardon me, I'm sorry, but yeah, because of that, they got taken down by the X Factor. Of course, you got Polaris there, as well as the guy who can multiply. I'm not really sure what the ability of that big dude is, other than muscle, because it looks like he has mechanical arms and stuff. I'm not really sure what his ability is. Of course, you got Havoc with him as well. And I always thought Havoc as well as Polaris, I thought they were pretty good, especially Polaris. I became a big fan of her from, it was an X-Men live action series. Well, it wasn't X-Men, but it was a, what was it called? It was called X something. But it was a series pretty much, and it had Polaris on it, live action. And of course, people kept calling her the daughter of Magneto. Still to this day, you got some stories say she is, some stories say she not, but pretty much she has the power of magnetism, just like Magneto. That's why people believe that that's the daughter of Magneto. But anyway, you have it where they capture Jubilee, and Hotspot. Is it Sunspot? Is it Sunspot? Sunspot, right? I don't know what. Yeah, Sunspot. But you have it where they're like, Jubilee's capable of getting out on her own. We don't have to go get her. Cable wants to abandon her, and you have it where Polaris, because she was once an X-Man, she actually does a favor and she frees Jubilee. She frees Jubilee, and you have this whole escape sequence with Jubilee where they're playing like this music, which I don't know. I just felt like the music they chose for this moment, it wasn't a good choice. I'm gonna let you guys hear it real quick. You guys can let me know how y'all feel about this song. Now I will say, seeing Jubilee escape, it was a good sequence. But like I said, never been the biggest Jubilee fan, and you know what I'm saying. So for me, this episode it had its highs, and I mean it didn't have no lows. It just had some medium parts. Her escape was pretty, it was okay. But I'm never, like I said, I've never been the biggest Jubilee fan. But I like where she actually helps all the other captives escape X Factor, and you have it where Havoc is like, yo, either you could jump off and die, or you could take this collar, and then she kind of like rolls up to him, and he takes her chances falling. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, she jumps off without a care in the world, throw some fireworks in the air, and I heard like there's a really powerful version of her in the comics where she can like make explosions on a very molecular, damn, cellular level. But I haven't, I haven't seen that, but it was okay episode. It was okay, in my opinion. It was okay. Not the best, not the worst, but just okay. But that pretty much wraps up episode two. It just ends with the X Factor pretty much gathering the information they need about Apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? Freeing a couple of people that was being held captive. That was all it was, pretty much. Then you get to the third episode that was released, which was really damn good, if you ask me. This third episode, it shows a young Apocalypse, and you have it where it starts off with the regular, what I'm saying, Forge team returning back from the past, and then you have it where they're waiting on Bishop to return back from the past as well, and you have it where it jumps to Apocalypse before he becomes Apocalypse, and you have it where Magneto is kind of like become his mentor, telling him it's a better way, it's a better path to choose than just violence. Don't just kill your enemies. You know what I'm saying? Find ways to understand them. Like, he's pretty much trying to train him so that he won't become Apocalypse, that he could become something more than Apocalypse. And at the same time, he's trying to find equipment that can help them get back home. You have it where Charles isn't really agreeing. He doesn't really feel like we should go about that way because it is Apocalypse. But he's like, yo, we could put him on a better path. Like, him being taught to spare his enemy could lead to a better future. What if he was to become the first X-Men? Not just the first mutant, but the first X-Men. And you have moments where, Apocalypse really looks up to Magneto. He looks up to him and thinks that, yo, what he speaks of is the truth, because this is the first time that he's ever met someone that's a mutant like himself. And I love this scene right here that they did. It reminded me of Star Wars. I don't know how many of y'all watched the episode or the series Ahsoka, the Ahsoka live action series. And there's a moment where she's thinking about her upcomings with Anakin, and there's a scene where he's walking in the clouds, and they show him as Darth Vader, and as he gets out the smoke, they show him as Anakin. That's what this scene right here reminded me of. I don't know if they took that as inspiration, but that shit was cold as hell. When I saw this, and he's walking, and he's the Apocalypse that we know him as, and then he clears from the smoke, and then he's like his normal, like how he was in the past. I don't know why. I just thought that was an amazing moment right there. That shit was pretty dope. But of course, you have it where it seems as if Apocalypse is going on the path that Magneto is leading him towards. But you have this one guy that works for Apocalypse. who isn't fond of the teachings of the X-Men and Magneto. So you have it where eventually, you know, they discover that the X-Men were using them to gather material to build something they think is to build a bomb of some sort. But you have it where in this process they have a battle amongst themselves where the X-Men are pretty much fighting against you know what I'm saying, Apocalypse and his men. And then while that's going on, you have the person that Apocalypse was at war with firing a shot at them and shooting a blast. And the episode pretty much ends with them actually attacking. I do not want to watch the X Men movie, but you have it where the episode ends with them attacking the X Men as well as Apocalypse. And we're not sure if they survived, if they got taken out, if Cable instrument got damaged. I want to say it probably did get damaged because at the beginning of the episode, it showed Forge saying he wasn't getting a reading from them, and he's not exactly sure where they are. But all in all, the first few episodes were amazing. The first episode was just God tier. But let me know y'all thoughts down below, man. And if you like the video, thumb it up. Please subscribe. Hit the bell. And I'll catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace. This shit back.